Alright, so Glarry Music was nice enough to send this electric violin to me. I'm a musician and producer, but I've never played violin before, so I wanted to try it. I do play guitar, so Glarry agreed to send this to me for a review. So it's got these straps on it already. That's cool. Those aren't even in the box, they're just already on it. Took it out upside down, I think. The zipper's made of metal. That's good. Not a big fan of plastic zippers. So there's nothing in this front pocket yet. Oh, wow. Alright. So, I'm going to turn it around so you can see it with this camera. This is the first thing that you see when you open the box. It's got the violin in there with some accessories. This case is really nice. Wow. It's kind of firm too. This is the violin up close and personal. Comes with these instructions. I have no idea why I stopped the camera for that. So this is the build quality right out of the box. Having done absolutely nothing to it to touch it. Oh, what do we got? Oh, that's just a blemish in the finish. Almost thought there was a crack or a dent there or something, but it's not what I thought it was. So that appears to be the pickup right there. We'll be seeing how that sounds in a bit. Clearly the bridge is stuffed away under the tailpiece. So I did a little bit of research on violins before I got this, even though I've never played before. This is the cable that comes with it. Ooh. Got ourselves a shoulder rest here. Some crispy plastic. But you won't be playing the plastic. The contact microphone. The contact microphone. Oh, why did I stop it again? Tuner sound metronome. Oh yeah. Oh. Here's our rosin. Gotta make sure you have that. And it does come with an extra set of strings. Get this out of the way. And to pick it up, it's very light and nice. Alright, so around the edges here, seeing a pretty nice finish in most places. Especially at first glance for the price of this instrument. Like right out of the box. And I haven't done anything to this yet. So check it out. So obviously there's some things about the build quality that aren't completely perfect. One thing that you need to keep in mind is that I looked up how much a good professional set of strings for this would cost, and it cost as much as this entire set put together with everything in it, the case, the violin itself, the bow, just everything that comes with it. So keep that in mind when you're looking at this, that just to change the strings on this would cost quite a bit of money, especially to somebody who would already buy an instrument at this price in the first place. Because if you're spending $80 to get this entire set, I really don't think another $80 just for some strings is going to be within your budget. So I haven't got to touch the tuning pegs yet. So the nice thing about this is all this feels like it could be real wood. I'm trying to figure out if it's plastic. That's one thing I was worried about. Nope. It definitely has a wood feel to it. A sound. Looks like it as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's wood. If the tailpiece is wood, yeah, I think we're all real wood here. That's good. As well, I don't know what plastic would sound like for any of these things. What's really nice is that there are actually 4 fine tuners on this. From the research I did before I got this, there will only be 1 fine tuner on the E string on a lot of higher end instruments, so it's really good to help you tune that. And I'm gonna obviously be seeing how that works later. So this is the whole Glarry GV102 in its out of the box raw state of glory. So what you have to do is fit the bridge on yourself. That's why they include it under here. I'm going to try to carefully get that out without damaging anything. Trying to be very delicate. I don't want to damage anything. Have it be my fault. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it seemed to be so stuck under the tailpiece that I got a little bit of rip right there. Shouldn't be anything wrong with it, hopefully. I've heard some of these come with 2 bridges, but I only seem to see 1 in here. So, oh yeah. So it already has the grooves on it. It's good. Seeing a little roughness around the inside. So again, this is just the out-of-the-box experience. I haven't wiped it down, haven't cleaned it up, anything. And it already looks like a violin. So now I'm going to try to get this thing set up. This is my first time ever owning a violin. I don't play violin yet. So I'm really excited to see how this is all going to work. First, I'm going to get these strings up on it. They're a little tight already. So I may have to be kind of careful with it. This is going to work like a charm. Let's put the bridge in there. All right. So one thing I haven't showed you yet, the rest of what goes in here. Got this cover here. Got this bow is quite bowed. Ooh, how do I get that out of there? Oh, it just slides like that. That's nice. Okay, so not sure if that's normal. Take that out of there. Now I have to watch out for my microphone. All right. Wow, okay. So that is nice. It does appear to be bowed, but it's not tightened up yet, so that could definitely change. Oh no, wait. All right, just a second. So I really hope that's not an issue. I'm gonna work on getting that bridge on. Bows can be replaced. So from what I understand, the higher side should be on the left. So it looks like the higher side. And I'm gonna take this out of the case so you can actually see what I'm doing. Alright. It actually does look really nice. Yeah, that's definitely going to need to be. So those notches are very nice and convenient. Alright, so this needs to be at a 90-degree angle, as much as possible. So I don't want it leaning back at all. So I didn't have a lot of tension on the strings. Probably made it a lot easier to do that. Alright. So I don't know if I'm going to use the included tuner, but we'll try. This is the tuner that comes with it. It's got instructions inside. It has plastic on it. There's no batteries in this. Well, I don't think I'll be using this. It needs AAAs too, which I definitely do not have. And then the contact microphone. This is cool. Never had one of these before. Wow. So imagine it just clips on and does a quite similar thing to this Epiphone tuner that I have. something I know needs to be done. The rosin. Alright. So the rosin looks like this when you first get it. So the rosin is very, very shiny. And to make the bow make noises on the string, it needs... This phone just died. To make noise on the strings, this needs to be all rosined up. I don't see it doing much. I don't want to put a lot of pressure on this bow because it does seem to be bent. Not sure if they're supposed to be that way, but I don't think they are. Honestly, if it's just the bow that comes with it, the bow can be replaced, and from what all the professionals say, it probably should be replaced. I am going to use something to rough this rosin up. I'm going to use this. Yeah, that is pretty slick. I'm going to use the edge of a guitar pick. Almost seems too smooth as well to rough it up. I think I'm going to use a tool of some sort. Allen wrench. Alright. Now I can feel it starting to do something. Let me tighten this just a little bit. So like I said, I've never played violin before. Oh, one of the hairs broke. So I can definitely feel it starting to do something. This little blue thing that comes with it's putting these little hairs all over the place. Still no noise. Well, actually... Perfect. Oh yeah, let's get more rosin. I want to try to get the rest of this tuned. Just got to keep slightly moving the bridge back as well to keep it level. Hey, okay, that's close. Maybe I'll get to hear what this thing sounds like for a second, huh? Not holding this correctly at all, am I? Oh yeah. Amazing. More rosin. Also, it needs to be tuned better. So when you first get basically any new instrument, unless it's already had the strings stretched and set up for you quite well, that's always going to be something you're going to have to wait at least a couple days to just have everything settle down. Alright, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to take this stray hair that popped and cut it off or something. Out of all the things, the bow is probably the part that I am the least in love with. One thing that's pretty nice about this electric one is that even though there are marks on the F-holes for where to put your bridge, there's a pickup right there. And looking inside that, I can see the wires down in there. It's pretty nice. Doesn't really look wired when you're looking at it right from the front. If you really try to get in from the sides, it can. So I should mention the back of this thing looks absolutely fantastic. Like, that really probably is one of the best looking parts of the whole thing. The front looks pretty good too. And keep in mind, I haven't even cleaned this thing yet. I haven't done anything to wipe it down, pretty it up. It's basically the out-of-the-box experience, what you're getting. So the improvements that can be made to this thing definitely have potential. Alright. So I'm looking at this bridge and it feels like it just maybe needs to be moved back just a little bit still. It appears I did not push that peg in enough. I love that haunting noise it's making while I'm tuning it too. That's really cool sounding. So the fun part about violins is that they just really don't stay in tune for the first couple days that you have new strings on them, etc. So clearly when I first set it up right out of the box, it's gonna be that new experience. Can't really get around that. Let's try to play this now. Oh yes, here, let's get the shoulder rest out. You played this with it for a reason, right? The shoulder rest. Alright, so watch me try to install this thing. Now I'm seeing how this works. That's cool. Okay, put it on backwards. Oh yeah. It's pretty funny. Watch, now it's gonna be out of tune. I even use this thing. Oh, cool. Alright. Cool. Alright, this is gonna be fun. I got a violin. The Glarry GV102 electric violin. They sent it to me for free. It's normally $80. I just gotta review it. So what are my overall thoughts on this violin? I like it, especially the violin itself. And that's the most important part. The bow, it's kind of a starter bow, can be replaced. But the violin itself, this thing was pretty much playable right when I got it. Like, I haven't had to really do anything to it except install the bridge and tune it. Putting the shoulder rest on it was actually harder than putting the bridge on it. Everything on this violin is completely playable from what I can tell as a complete beginner. Around the neck, there's a little bit of glue. That could probably be cleaned up. I mean, and a lot of these things, that they can still be cleaned up. Pretty great up close on the back, too, I think. That's just me, but I think it looks pretty good. There might be a little bit of dust on it. Overall, quite happy with this violin. The only thing I'm not really happy with, this cable kind of smells. I took it out of the bag and I can smell it all the way from here. I'm not touching that anymore. So when I plugged it in, I used my own cable. So this is not the cable that came with it. So when I first got the bow, I thought that there may have been something wrong with it, but literally the next day when I woke up, it looked fine. And I might have tightened it just a little too much there. I don't know. I like to play it kind of tight. That might just be because I'm a beginner and it's not as scratchy when I do that. So overall, there's just little imperfections and stuff. I mean, one thing I wanted to see when I got this was kind of the consistency. When you get the violin, does it look like the picture that you see on the website? Does it look significantly different? And that's one thing I was happy with. It actually looked like the pictures on the website. It looked like what I would expect. So I wasn't surprised. I'm just getting used to the whole violin thing. This is my first violin. So I am getting used to the whole violin thing. I did manage to get batteries for the tuner and metronome. So I might be able to show you that. So yeah, this is the tuner metronome. Takes AAA batteries. I didn't have those when I opened it. It has a volume slider on the side. Tuner. Metronome. So it has a few different options on it. You can set it for chromatic, guitar, bass, violin, or cello. So yeah, this has a couple features on it. It's got a mic. It's got a place to plug in the contact microphone. The contact microphone. You can plug in the contact microphone. The contact microphone. The contact microphone. That's going to be fun to edit. Good sustain even if I can't play it. Also not in tune anymore. But that's probably a little bit better. You can kind of hold the bow to an extent. So I haven't really got a chance to mess around with these second strings, but they will be nice to have. Rosin. So overall, my impression of this is that it's a perfectly playable beginner violin. I really don't have any real problems with it that would make me want to send this back. Not really finding anything that's making me go, you know what I mean? If you know what you're getting with this, then you need to go from not having a violin to having a violin. I think this one's pretty good. Replacing the strings on this would make a huge difference to it. Using a different bow feels like I don't know what would be better at this point. A new bow or new strings. Right now I can't afford either one. But eventually if I stay with this, I'll probably need to decide whether I get one or the other first. I'll have to do more research. The only thing on it that I really found that might end up affecting the use on it is there's just one tiny little blemish there on the neck. Not sure if you'll be able to see that, but here. It's right there, if you're able to see that. There's just one little bit right there where if you run your finger over it, it's just barely there. It's not going to bother me. But if somebody was at a higher level, they might have to smooth that out. And it looks like it's a small enough thing where I'm not sure if the whole edge could be taken in. Maybe not. Probably not. Just one quick thing I did notice after I'd already filmed this video. If you look at the distance between the G and the D string, it's different than the distance between the D and the A string or the A and the E string. And they're all supposed to be the same distance apart. So yeah, Glarry, if you want feedback on this, if you want to improve it at all, you might just finish it up just a little bit better with the finish. And I would improve the bow just a little bit. Just a little bit. But everything in the set seems usable. Except the smell of the cable. I really don't even want to test this. Because I don't want to touch it. But the contact microphone was cool. That worked. Showed you the tuner working. The Rosin. Obviously worked on the bow to make the string make noise. So, yeah. Over time, hopefully I'll be learning how to play violin properly. And I'll actually be able to do this thing a little bit of justice. And over time, I might make some improvements to it. Still just appreciating, though, like what you actually get, though, for less than $100. Because when it comes to guitars, I feel like you don't get this for less than $100. And with a case, too, like, you really don't get that good of a case for under $100 when you buy a guitar, usually. So, yeah, I really do like this. All right. I cannot play this thing worth it. Let's plug it in.